Here to die, worm?
Yep, I know the intro was a bit long, but for the people that wanted to see Broly being Zenkai Awakened when you actually unlock it, that's for them people, because I thought it was so beautiful. Like, it looks so clean, the animations are so clean, the transitions are so clean, the way he comes out, breaks out the shell, and you see the Zenkai, even the Goku one, like, I feel it's so great. Like, it's actually very rewarding. Like, I feel like the grind was worth it. I didn't even do the grind properly. I didn't even get Broly to friendship level 10 because that was never happening. I only got Goku to friendship level 10 afterwards because it was not worth it. I need to drop a video on the fastest way to do it because I feel like getting to friendship level 10 is very unnecessary when you could easily just sacrifice 300 chronos. And I wanted to drop methods on how to get the, you know, when it tells you play like 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, 40 times, 50 times with this certain character, the best way to do it, because there's two ways I know to do it. Well, there's one way that's fastest, but I care about efficiency as well. So you might want to get the friendship level up while also actually getting that challenge off, because getting to level 5 friendship level is pretty much all you need. Then you just do one summon for the Awakening Z power, the Zenkai Awakening Z power, then pretty much you're set. You're Zenkai Awakening straight away. As you saw there, when I did it, I didn't have the friendship level 10. It still popped up afterwards, even though I had already got I hadn't got Broly to friendship level 10. But enough talking about the actual Zenkais. I've got the animations on the right, so if you want to continue to look at them. And I also got Broly's, obviously, his wallpaper, because it is a bit different. Like, if you rotate your device, it kind of like shines and it doesn't really change. Like, you can't hold it unless you turn off the change illustration so you can see what it was before. But aside from that, let's actually get into talking about Broly, because Broly is a monster. Only in strike cards though. I've only got him class 1 of the Zenkai Awakening, so I don't have all his abilities. But Broly is a monster. Literally 230k strike arts, 165k blast arts, and then his strike defense and blast defense 142k, 136k. So it's pretty decent as well. He holds a strike arts and a blast art, so one of each, that's fair. He's a melee type, blue unit. Obviously these are kind of things that are already in the game. But in terms of his cards, obviously his special move had feint. It already had that. I'm not sure if it went up, but I know that now his the ultimate arts, when you activate the main ability, that activates feint. I'm pretty sure it didn't before, but if it did, don't correct me on that, because I'm aware it might have not. It might have, but I'm pretty sure it didn't from my memory of using him before. But let's go on to, I'm going to start with his Z ability first in terms of the abilities. Then I'll go on to the Zenkai ability, and then I'll talk about the main ability, which is a weird order, but I'm going to do it like that. So his Z ability, I've got him at 7-star exactly. You know how there's a new star system, you can get them to 14-star, which is a 7-star plus because you get the red stars. But the Z ability, the normal one, 22% to sagas from the movies, base blast defense. Defense is not the best stat that I go for. I like the attack stats, the attack buff stats. Whether it's blast or strike, I'll take both. But moving on to the Zenkai ability, this is where things get amazing. You can see like literally there's so many buffs that come in. So for his Zenkai ability, he buffs both element blue and sagas from the movies during battle, and there's 4 things on the list: 20% to strike arts, 20% to blast arts, 50% to strike defense, and 15% to blast defense. And obviously that goes up, everything goes up by 5 with the next Zenkai ability when you get into Zenkai ability 2. But I only have him to 1 because obviously he's only 7-star and I only did the first bit of the Zenkai Awakening. Moving on to the main ability is the same obviously when you summon the ultimate arts, and I think the things that changed is that his ultimate damage inflicted goes up now by 30%, as well as the 25% damage inflicted for 20 counter now. So he actually is more viable in more situations. The main ability isn't just there for the ultimate art. That's how it was before. When he first came out early in the game, I believe he came out on his own banner. He was actually nuts at that time, early in the game, when it was only like level 1000 or 1500 or something like that. I think it was actually 1000 only. But yeah, that's in addition to what he already had before. Moving on to the unique ability, there's quite a bit of writing there. I'm gonna start with the first one. The first one says Super Warrior of Destruction and Slaughter. I just did a video on EX Broly. Now this Zenkai Awakened Broly 800%, like, he just sounds dangerous. He's so dangerous. But it says applies the following effects: inflicted with an attribute downgrade, minus 35% to key recovery for 15 timer counts. Inflicted with attribute downgrade, minus 1 arts card draw speed. So the speed the enemy draws cards at is -1. That's the level it goes down. And then the last one for that one is inflicted with attribute downgrade, plus 30% to damage received. So obviously they take more damage than they did before by 30%. The second one, oof, I don't want to mess up this pronunciation. Unabating tenacity. Put a little American accent in there, tenacity. But it says here 35% to strike damage inflicted for 15 timer counts when faced with the enemy Goku. So Goku's getting mashed in again. Literally, if you run into Goku with this Broly, you're going to do 35% extra damage, and that's only for the 15 timer counts. No, it's not exactly seconds, let's call it counts, as it is. And it says, while this character is on the battlefield, the following effects occur when the enemy switches characters. So if you switch characters from Broly, inflicts all enemies with no switching for 5 timer counts, but it's only activated twice. So if you switch out from Broly twice, that's what's going to happen. And you also get 25% to damage inflicted for a 15 timer count. But that 25% damage is literally throughout the whole game, so every time you switch out, it's 15% damage to the rest of your teammates. Then there's 2 more literally unique abilities, one called Accelerating Violence, and one that says I Am a Demon. I don't have it yet because you have to get to the Adept class of the Awakening panel, but I'm gonna read it anyways. Even though I haven't unlocked it, I'm gonna read it anyways. The first one, it says applies the following effects to self upon landing a strike or blast arts hit: 10% to damage inflicted for 10 timer count, 10% to special move damage inflicted for 10 timer counts, and that's with the Adept. And then the second one, I Am a Demon, applies the following effect to the self character on the battlefield: nullifies attributes, downgrades, and abnormal conditions for 10 timer counts, reduces damage received by 30% for 10 timer counts, 15% to damage inflicted for 10 timer counts. That one's with powerful though. It says powerful class awakening. Hopefully I can get them to that level, but that's gonna be one heck of a grind. There's not even a grind for it. I just need to spend chronos, and that is not happening. But I haven't even spoke about Broly himself. Broly is nuts. Broly is a nuts unit. Literally all Zenkai Awakening units do a lot of damage. I don't know how you can expect them not to. Literally, if you can do it, definitely Zenkai Awakened them. It is worth it in the end. Like Broly, I use him just like any other character, like God Key characters or anyone else. Even the GT characters, I use them just like them, literally. Super Saiyan Goku more than Broly, but both the same. They're very good characters. Worth it. Especially if you're a free to play character, it kind of brings you up. It gives you a purpose, I guess. So, I don't even have nothing bad to say about Broly, literally. Besides from the grind was long as hell, and I'm going to drop a video on how to kind of make the grind fast as possible. That's all I pretty much got to say. I did a lot of reading, which I shouldn't have done. But maybe it's actually different. Maybe I should read out and kind of inform. But besides from that, that's all I got to say. If you're here and you haven't, press the subscribe button. I'm on this grind to 1,000 subscribers. But besides from that, hopefully I'll see you in the next one.